you doing? That's good to hear. My name is Calliope, and I am going to be your metaphysical doctor today. Yeah, so do you know a little bit about what we're going to be doing? Okay. Yeah, sure, I can give you a little rundown. So my job as your metaphysical doctor or healer is probably a better term, but that feels a little woo-woo for people. So we want to just make you feel as confident as you can in our abilities to help you, right? So my job is to listen to you and to do some examining and, to the best of my ability, recommend treatments that would work for you and help supplement your life. So we don't like to say that anything is broken or needs to be fixed here. We like to say that we are adding or supplementing enrichment or nourishment or whatever you need in your life. We're here to add that to your life rather than fix something, okay? So my job is just to basically listen to you and listen to what you have going on and figure out how best we can approach any issues that you have, and hopefully you find an advocate in us, even if you decide to go towards a more traditional route. Okay, yeah, so we're just gonna have a little bit of a conversation. I'll look over you a little bit and I'll take some information. That's all we're gonna be doing. It's very low key, very calm, relaxing, soothing, okay? All right, so is there anything I can do for you right now to make you feel more at home, more cozy here? Whether it's changing the temperature of the room or perhaps getting you something to drink. We have water, or we have a few different types of tea if you'd like. Okay, just let me know at any point if you need anything, all right? I want you to be able to come in here and feel like this is a place you can relax and you can be yourself. Okay? I don't need you to posture. I don't need you to put on airs. It's just like two friends having a conversation and trying to help you out as best as we can. All right? Okay. So I'm going to be just taking some information here. I've got my computer set up right here. So I'd like to just ask you a few questions. Okay? All right. Firstly, can I grab your name, please? Can you spell that surname for me? Okay, that's great. And is that your preferred name, and how would you like to be addressed? Okay. Very good. That's excellent. So what did you come to us for today? Is there a specific issue or a myriad of issues? What's going on lately? Okay. So we've had some trouble with some insomnia, certainly. That's very common. Okay. All right. Sure, we can put that down. Okay. What else is going on? Yeah, there's nothing too big or too small, all right? Okay, don't even worry about it. Okay, that's wonderful. And how did you hear about our services? Okay, the grand old internet. That's wonderful. Okay, so there wasn't any specific person? Alright, that is just fine. Okay, so Do you have any expectations, firstly, about what you are trying to achieve or how you would like to be treated? Anything that you think would be prudent to put down? Okay, yeah, we can definitely do that. Absolutely. Okay, that's very good. So, would you mind just telling me about any medications that you're on, any allergies? Okay. All right, and what is that medication for? Okay. All right, and do you happen to know the dosage offhand? That's great. And do you take that once a day, twice a day, in the morning, at night? Okay. Very good. Okay, that's wonderful. And no allergies? Okay. Very good. Alrighty. And what does your family history look like? Are there any particular diseases that run in the family? Any sort of risk factors that we should keep an eye on? Okay. And is that on the paternal or maternal side? Okay. All right. And do you happen to recall when that was diagnosed or what age the person was? Okay, that's great. Very good. That's wonderful. Anything else? Okay. All right, and do you know the age there with that person? Okay, just kind of the range? That's fine. That's fine. Excellent. So we've got a little bit to keep an eye on, okay? But that's just fine. Everybody's got something. All right? Okay. Do you have any further notes that you would like me to jot down? Is there anything like perhaps you have any sort of special accommodations or any sort of diet you're following? Okay, any sort of mental health things going on, therapy, what have you? Okay, that's great. And when did you first start doing that? Okay. And how are you finding that? Is that working out for you or not sure? Okay, that's good. Alright, that's great. So if you think of anything else, you can shoot us an email or you can give us a call, okay? We can always update that for you, alright? Okay, so let's go ahead and do a little bit of examining, alright? Okay, don't be nervous. It's not like a traditional doctor's examination, okay? I'm not going to be poking and prodding at you. We're just going to take it nice and easy and slow, okay? Let me go ahead and just sanitize my hands. Here we go. All right. So for this examination, I am going to need to be touching you at certain parts. Is that okay with you? Do I have your permission to do that? That's wonderful. Please let me know if at any point you feel uncomfortable or you have any pain or sensitivity, all right? Okay, so I'm going to don on a pair of gloves here, all right? just a little extra level of security. There we are. Okay, these came on pretty easy. So I wasn't sure. It's a bit humid today with all the rain, the little showers and drizzle and whatnot, but you never know. Alright, so I would like to firstly just take a little general inspection of you, okay? I may ask you little questions from time to time. Feel free to ask me any questions at any point if you're not sure, okay? Alright, so just gonna take a little look here of you as a person. So, were there any particular treatments that you were interested in that you thought might be of benefit that you kind of wanted to focus on first, or do you want to kind of see what we had to say before you really chose anything? Okay, yes, we definitely want to take your wants into account when we are recommending things, because you have the first say and the final say in anything that we do. Nothing's going to be against your will. We want you to feel confident in what we recommend and what you want to do, okay? Alright, so I want to check a little bit around your skin and your scalp. So what's funny is the different signs of stress in the body show up in the nails, in the scalp, on the skin. There's so many different things that we can look for when we're looking for possible stressors, okay? So on the scalp, you can get a lot of redness if you are having poor sleep or you're generally stressed, right? And we might be able to feel some tightness in the muscles as well if there's a lot of tension present. We may be able to find stress factors in the face. We can take a little look at the nails again and see the condition of them. So we're just going to take a little exam that away, okay? I'm going to start with your head. So I'm just going to come in with my gloves here, and I'm just going to be feeling around the scalp and taking a little look at the scalp itself. And I just want to see if there's any of that redness in the scalp, on the head, along the hairline. How do you feel about your life in terms of stress? Do you think that you have quite a bit of stress? Or do you think you're managing it quite well? How do you feel in that regard? Okay. All right. I see. Yes. We certainly all could be managing stress a little bit better than we are, of course. Do you find that your sleep is affected? I know you said that the insomnia has been pretty bad, but do you feel like that's really had an impact on your sleep? Okay, and what about your mood? Okay, yeah, stress can affect our mood quite greatly, especially if our sleep is affected. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm seeing a little bit of redness in the scalp, so nothing too crazy, but overall it looks really good. Okay, so I just want to have a look at the face here. Just checking the symmetry and looking for any spots or blemishes, hyperpigmentation. There's so many different things that can happen when the body is stressed. It's like all these little red flags, these little warning symbols, but you're not really sure what they mean because we don't really come with a manual. So sometimes we need a little bit of help in that regard to understand what our body is trying to tell us. Lives would be so much easier if our bodies would just let us know instead of kind of dancing around the issue. Yeah, it's funny how that works out. Okay. So I'm seeing just a little bit of congestion and dehydration in the skin. So that might be something that we just watch out for, okay? Because that can be caused by so many different things. But firstly, we want to talk about hydration. How do you feel you've been hydrating lately? Okay, certainly could be better. All right. So, yeah, let's go ahead, and I definitely want you to make an effort to be a lot more hydrated. Everything runs so much smoother when you're hydrated, right? It's like if you have a car and it's full of oil, everything runs smoothly, barring any other issues. But brand new car, everything runs smoothly. But as soon as that oil gets low, things feel a little different. Things stick a little bit. There's a noticeable difference, but not enough to really pinpoint what's going on until you pull out the dipstick and you're like, oh wow, okay, so oil's low a bit. So we definitely want to make an effort to be very hydrated. And there's a little trick that you can do. I don't know that it works on absolutely everybody, but it works quite often. So the skin on your hand here, okay, if you pinch it and let it go, it should just fall back, just like that. And I drink a lot of water. I'm constantly hydrated. So when you're hydrated, your skin will bounce right back. But if you're dehydrated pretty badly, your skin will often stay like a tent like that, and it'll take a while to go back down instead of instantly falling back to your hand. Okay? I'm not sure if you can do it with other parts of your arm, but definitely the hand's a good place to start. Okay, it's not a super accurate guide, but it is a place to start. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and take a look at your hands. All right, so just go ahead and lay them out for me. Yep, nails up, and let's take a look. So I'm just going to press on the nails and check the circulation. Okay. Have you noticed that your nails have had any difference in quality, whether they've gotten either really thick or really dry and brittle? Have they been growing quite slowly, or maybe have they been growing quite fast? Bit dry, bit brittle. Alright, so yeah, we'll definitely start with that, with hydrating better, and we'll keep an eye on your nails. So dry, brittle nails can be an indicator of health. It can also be an indicator that maybe you're not moisturizing enough, right? So we'll start with that. We'll keep an eye on that. Okay, I'm just going to take some notes about what we have talked about so far. Right. think that's good. So I would love to take your pulse now, and we're going to do it in a sort of non-traditional, non-Western sort of way. So we're actually going to use the principles of traditional Chinese medicine in this. So in TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, when one takes your pulse, we are taking 9 different pulses. So there's going to be 3 different positions on the wrist, and they're at 3 different depths, okay? And based on what your pulse feels like at these different depths, we're going to be able to see if there's any deficiency in any area along the meridians according to TCM, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and take your hand here, and I want you to just lay it flat there. Very good. Just go ahead and relax, okay? Just breathe normally for me. Just going to be feeling your different pulses on one hand and then the other, okay? Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and just check the other hand. So lay it flat and then relax. Okay, all right, so your pulse is feeling quite tight, a little stringy almost, so it almost feels like a very tight guitar string being plucked. So there's a lot of tension there, which is oftentimes a very good indicator of stress in the body, okay? I'm just going to note that down. That's great. Now, would you mind just sticking out your tongue for me? Let me just grab a pen light. There we go. Okay. So just go ahead and stick out your tongue. Alright, so right off the bat, I can already see there's a lot of scalloped marks around the edges. And sometimes you can put your tongue back in your mouth. Sometimes that's because your tongue is just a little too big for your mouth and it presses against your teeth, and that's where you get those indentations. It's oftentimes a indicator of dehydration, especially when there's a pale color to it. It could also be another indicator of stress, especially if there are bite marks around the edges, which, do you mind just sticking out your tongue again? Okay, definitely. Yeah, I can see that. You look like one stressed individual. Yeah, I think a lot of us are. I think a lot of us are. It's almost the default these days. You have to be on your guard for absolutely anything to go wrong, and there's so much hustle and bustle, and it feels like we can never get a break, huh? Well, we'll work on that. We're going to work on that, and we're going to do our best to help you out in that regard, okay? Alright, that's great. So, I want to just take a little listen to your heart, if you don't mind. Okay? Oh, went ahead and turn this backwards. There we go. Okay. So I just want you to breathe normally for me, okay? All right. Just breathe normally. Just breathe normally. Okay. So that's certainly a nice easy pace, which is really good. Okay, so I want to just do one last little test for you, okay? And this is going to be a little more part of the metaphysical aspect, alright? So what I'm going to do is I want to check how your energy resonates in response to certain sound, okay? So I have a 128 hertz and a 512 hertz tuning fork here, and I'm going to be striking these, and I'm just going to wave them around your energy. You can call it your energy field, you can call it your aura, whatever you'd like. And I just want to take a look at how that responds to the tuning forks, okay? To those vibrations. Alright? We're going to start with the lower frequency here. Just go ahead and strike this so you can hear what it sounds like. It's very difficult to hear because it's so low. You can almost feel it better than you can hear it. Let's see if I can even... Yeah, if I press it on my wrist, it comes a little more, but that one's difficult to hear. So you might not hear it so much as your energy will feel it, okay? So I just want you to relax. I will do all the work. Just relax. Do you hear the soft pattering of the raindrops falling? I love a summer rain. I love the petrichor, and I love the smell you get. Unfortunately, the world's covered in so much asphalt around here, but you get that smell of the dust and the asphalt immediately when it rains, but after it all washes and it's almost just fresh, it's almost just clean. You don't have the smell of the town or the city, what have you. You just have freshness and serenity. Something just ultimately cleansing about rainwater. There's a reason it's used in so many cultural practices, in spell work, witchcraft, what have you. There's a reason it's so revered. It's cleansing, it's pure. It's from the heavens. All right. Okay. We're going to go ahead and move on to our 512 hertz tuning fork here. So this is going to be much higher pitched. It'll be a lot easier to hear. Just like that. Yeah, a lot easier, isn't it? So I'm just going to strike this and move it around your energy. Are you having any sort of feeling while I'm doing this? Is this evoking any emotion at all? Okay. Wouldn't surprise me if it pulls up some different responses. Your aura's been quite telling as we've been going through this, but some people can really feel when their aura has a distinct change. So that's why I ask. All right. Okay. I think that is sufficient. So how are you feeling currently? With all the different tests that we've done, everything we've talked about, how are you feeling about everything? Okay. Yeah, certainly. It can be a lot. It can be a lot to think about, a lot to digest, and this isn't something that's just one and done. This is something that we build upon, hopefully for a long time. We're really just laying the foundation right now, and we'll work to build you up as best as we can. All right? Okay, so I'm just going to take a few notes regarding how your energy field responded to our stimuli. That's great. So that's all I have for your physical examination, okay? I'm going to go ahead and pop off the gloves. Alright, so let's go ahead and throw those away. And I want to discuss a little bit about what kind of treatment plan we want to go with, okay? So let's go ahead and I'll be just a moment. I'm going to pull up what kind of programs we have going on right now, okay? So let me just take a look here. There we go. Let's see what we have. Okay. So you told me a little bit about things that you might be interested in. So let's go ahead and write that down first. Okay. So it looks like right now, with everything that you've been telling me, everything you've been giving me, and what we have available, so it looks like, first of all, Reiki would be an absolutely wonderful therapy to start with. It's really a good stepping stone into getting into alternative therapies, into metaphysical therapies, okay? Because that can really work. You don't have to do a hands-on treatment if you don't want. You don't have to be touched if you don't want. You don't even have to be in the room with somebody if you don't want. You can do it over video chat, which is an excellent alternative for people who, you know, get a little uneasy with going places or maybe don't have that sort of mobility or flexibility. So that would be a good way to go firstly, and that will really start helping build up your energy reserves and helping to send healing energy to where it needs to go in your body, okay? So it's a really good support therapy. And let's see, I think that another one, we can also look into reflexology for you, which is a great therapy because it can be done either on the feet, it can be done on the hands, you can do it on the ears. There's a lot of different ways that you can do reflexology, and it's another one of those supportive therapies. It does feel like a massage, but as your practitioner is pressing into different spots on either your feet, your hands or your ears. They're giving healing energy. They are unblocking different meridians, different points in your body, so that your body can really start healing itself and doing the work that it needs to get you to a healthy state. Okay? So that's another one to go with. It's a really nice sort of, it's not too intense, it's not super weird, it's a good starting point. Another thing we could do is the Bowen therapy or Bowen technique, which looks a lot like massage meets chiropractic kind of deal. That's also done with, I don't want to say a minimum amount of touch, but it's not as intense as a massage. You're not having somebody's hands all over your body. It's just very specific points that they're doing for whatever ailment they are treating. So that's a good one we could also go with. And we could also look into a hypnotherapy or meditation, sort of mindfulness kind of deal as well, to really help support the mind and really fortify your mind. And that can help with anxiety and depression, different sort of mental disorders. It can help your focus, it can help your memory. There's so many things that we can support with that. And lastly, something you can do on your own is yoga would be really good. I don't know how much physical activity you do currently, but yoga is great because you can do very limited yoga, like whether you're just on a chair or whether you're just on the floor. Seated yoga is very popular. And you can do low impact yoga, and it's really good for just working your entire body and supporting your body's health and working out any energy blockages and just being good to your body, stretching it out, giving it a little bit of work, but nothing too intense. Okay? So, were there anything else? Let me show you. There's a little list here. Wasn't sure if there was anything else that you were interested in. Some of the other things can get a little involved, and that's where I want to just kind of ease you in, right? We don't want to go straight into a super complicated Ayurvedic sort of treatment plan or TCM treatment plan, right? We just want to start out and kind of see how you feel. Okay? Yeah, well, that's just a small snippet of all the alternative therapies that we can try. So we can go ahead and just start with that. So if any of those really speak to you, you can let me know and I can schedule something with somebody that we work with, that we trust, we would recommend to our own family, okay? And if you have any questions, any problems, you just let us know, okay? All right, so do you want me to go ahead and get you started with any of that right now? And I can jot it down and get it set up? Okay. Okay, and do any particular days or time of days work for you? Okay. That's wonderful. So I will definitely reach out to that practitioner and I'll have a little chat about you and what you're looking for, okay? And I will give you a call when I have more info and we can set something up, all right? Okay, that sounds great. Do you have any last questions for me? Any comments, any concerns, anything of that sort? Okay. Yeah, if you have absolutely anything, you can give us a call and let us know, okay? We really want to be here for you. We really want to be, working with you, working with your practitioners, and helping to make you feel much more complete, much more whole. We're adding to your life, okay? All right, so It was absolutely wonderful to meet you. I really hope that I see you back here soon, okay? I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night. Okay, thank you.